Say I just heard about a show.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Where the independent artists go.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Niecy got a new EP.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Stephanie's doing comedy.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
That girl from LA and
that guy Let's talk about it, talk about it.
And now your host of Let's Talk About It, Raheem Mitchell.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About It. I hope everyone had a happy and safe holiday season, and that relative of yours is off the couch and headed back home. We all have them, right? That one relative that just doesn't want to go home. If you have a relative like that, please email me at talkaboutitwrah@gmail.com. I'll let them know, hey, it's time for you to go. We'll see you in 2 years. We are going to have a great show today. My guest today is Kevin Davis. Kevin is a 20-year Marine vet, a spokesman for PTSD. He's a comedian, an actor, and as I like to call him, my big brother in comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Davis, better known as the Marine of comedy. My brother. How you doing today, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Yeah.
You should have did this a while ago.
Why?
Because I know the trick to get them relatives that come and want to stay.
Yeah.
My relative came for Christmas, left in July.
Wow.
You know how I got him out?
How'd you get him out?
Rent.
Instead of charging
I
rent?
not charging him. He was out July 2nd.
Oh, man. Man, I'm so proud of you, man.
Oh, so I'm proud of you, brother.
Man, you're doing big things.
I'm trying, man.
Man, hey, what I want you to do is, I know you're gonna tell the story the way you want to tell it, but tell everybody how you and I first met.
Let me see. About 5 years ago,
Right.
we was at the Comedy Store, and I walked in, and I seen this brother, real focused, real intense. That was you. Had on a brown suit, kind of like what you had on, kind of matching
Right.
from head to toe, but you was focused. You was. I said, brother, what's up? You on the show? He said, oh, I'm on the show, brother. I'm on the show. But you gotta leave me alone. I got the focus. I said, on what? You doing 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Relax, let it go, man. It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
That's it.
And that's exactly what it was, man. You had a good set that night, and I did, and from that point, we've been partners in crime since that time.
That's it. But see, what a lot of people don't understand is that when you're an actor,
Yeah.
some actors go and they be to themselves for a little bit.
Right.
But I was telling myself, wait, this is a comedy show.
Yes.
You know, you just go ahead, you know, you don't have to be. So, you know, I was close. To me, I was close. I'm like,
Right.
let me get this right. And then you came in and you told me, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Brother man, right.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and just relax. And I did it. We had a great show. We did
Yeah.
several
Yes.
comedy shows there and all that good stuff, man. And I'm happy to have you here. And, man, so tell me what you're doing now.
Well, brother, since you forced me into acting, now you didn't actually force me, but honestly, from you, man, I've only imagined the stuff I'm doing now. I got an agent.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got an agency. I'm acting with some people that's working with Kevin Hart right now. I just got booked for a series.
Right.
I did a bunch of commercials.
Yes.
And, of course, my first love is stand-up comedy. So I just got from Vegas. I was in Vegas last night, as a matter of fact. Then I came here this morning to do this. So career-wise, man, I'm happy. But, I mean, I'm doing what I love. I think I was meant to do this. I come from the south side of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Right.
A lot of crime, a lot of gangster stuff like that. I didn't want to be that. You know what I mean? I knew I wanted to do something with the arts. But I just didn't know exactly. I knew comedy, but I was funny when I was younger. Let me say that.
Right.
Because I was too small to be a gangster.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can't be a gangster at 98 pounds and
Right.
18 years old.
Okay.
And I knew what stopped me from being a gangster. It was only one thing.
What was that?
Jail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I went to jail one time, man. It was the hardest, roughest, scariest 4 hours I've ever spent in my life. And that was it, bro.
That was it. You said that 4 hours you cool.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what now I'm doing what I love, bro.
All right. So how was your time in the Marines? You want to tell us a little bit about that?
See, I went in the Marine Corps in I don't want to age myself, but I went in the Marine Corps in 1978.
Right.
I actually was underweight for the Marines by like 18 pounds. I was supposed to weigh 118. I weighed like 98.
Okay.
So that was rough from the beginning, you know. So going in the Marine Corps at that size was very hard, man. It was very difficult. But I knew I needed to change my life, so the Marine Corps was the best challenge you could do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people say, now they look at me, they say, man, you almost 200 pounds. You look like you was the poster for the Marine Corps. No, I was not the poster for the Marine Corps.
You wasn't.
I was far from it, brother. I was the poster for Feed the Children. You know what I mean? I already
Right.
had the belly. All I needed was the flies on my eyes. And you know what I mean? I could have did a poster with Sally Struthers.
Right.
But by 20 years in the Marine Corps, I was a aviation ordnance, I worked on planes. We worked with bombs, guns, stuff like that. And then I became a recruiter.
Okay.
And recruiter was probably the most, the best part of my life, because I got to touch people, young people, and give them some direction.
Okay.
And I recruited about 106 people in about 2 years, which is really good.
Right.
But my most proudest moment as a recruiter was just recently, 3 months ago. A young man I put in out of York, Pennsylvania, got promoted to general.
Wow.
Now, I don't know any other recruiter that I've ever met in my life that had from enlisted to become a brigadier general in the United States Marine Corps. Wow. So for me, if you wanted to touch people, not only everybody that I touched, now everybody he touched, I've touched.
Right.
So for me, that was the high point of my Marine Corps career, is putting somebody in it that can make a difference in the Marine Corps. Oh, so it's great for me, man.
Right, right.
It's a good year.
It was a good year. That was good.
Yes,
so with you being a comedian, can you tell me the very first time how you felt when you headlined?
It was intimidating, because I got a headline spot in Vegas by mistake.
Right.
It was a guy that was supposed to headline for me. I was supposed to be the feature.
Right.
And so I'm in Vegas, you know, and they always teach you to be prepared. You may have to headline one day. You know, I thought that was some nonsense.
Right.
But I was like, you know, so I'm sitting there, and it was Jack Slammy. You know, we know Jack.
Yeah, we always do it.
Jack Slammy from Vegas,
yeah.
right. So Jack go, hey, Jamario can't make it. You headlining.
Just like that?
Just like that, 35 minutes.
Wow.
And now you just watched 5 or 6 dudes before you kill it.
Okay.
I mean, each one of them was, and Vegas got comedians that come from all over the world to come there to perform.
Right.
So each one of these guys was just good, man. And I'm sitting there like, whoa. So in your mind, you're like, hey, I got to bring it. But then you got to ask yourself, do you got the material to bring it?
Right.
You know, when you prep for 15 or 20, do you have 35?
Right.
And thank goodness I had 35, you know what I mean? So it was intimidating. I'm not going to lie. And it was a place like a zombie lounge, so that didn't help. Okay. You know, but like you remember the Slammy spot? Yeah. It was like this zombie place.
Yeah, it's all dark.
It was dark, yeah. So that was a little bit too. But I remember it well. That was the first time I headlined. Oh, that was it.
Right. So what would you say was your? I know when it was your most. I wouldn't say difficult moment, but a moment to where we didn't know if we were gonna get shot or beat up, and that was in
Barstow, California. How do we all remember that? Me, you, everybody that was there remember that night.
So tell everybody what happened at Barstow that night.
The guy who booked the show in Barstow,
right,
had seen me perform somewhere else.
Yes.
So he said, man, you'd be good to perform in Barstow. I was like, yeah, you know, I don't know nothing about Barstow. I know we had a Marine Corps base there, and Marines normally go there to die.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, I didn't know nothing about Barstow, and I seen it in cowboy movies.
Right.
So I was like, okay, and you know, I said, okay, I can write jokes. I'm gonna write some jokes about Barstow, and they gonna be funny.
Right.
The people gonna laugh. I got them. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good. I'm featuring, and Dewey was headline. I remember that very well. That night. Yeah. So I think you went out.
Yeah,
you did all right.
I went up before you.
You went up before me. Yeah. So I'm feeling good. I said I'm gonna do these jokes about Barstow, and I started. And they're very sensitive people in Barstow. I think it's meth has something to do with that.
Right.
but they're very sensitive about they. So the comedian before us was Scott Figg.
Right.
And Scott I didn't know he was from Barstow. So he was talking about Barstow. They would laugh, and I was like, okay, I got this. I got up crickets.
Right.
And I just kept going, remember? I just kept going with the jokes, and I could hear their little butts tightening up. Right? And my cousin was over there saying, stop, and you was like,
dude,
but I wouldn't quit. And then when I did the joke, I said, you know, you guys in a great location. Barstow, 150 miles from Vegas, 150 miles from Los Angeles, It's just 3 degrees from hell. I think that's the one that pushed them over.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
pushed over the hill by then.
We get done with that show. I get off stage, and the promoter, that's where some of my best jokes ever come from. When he came up to me, he's like, yo, Pimpin', let me holler at you real quick.
Right.
You need to understand that he taught me something. He taught me I need to understand my audience and my jokes. But not only did he teach me that, he gave me some of my best material. From that point, my career changed after Barstow.
Yes,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that down created
and up. Right.
Yes. It took adversity and turned it into opportunity, and opportunity became life.
Right.
So
that was cool, man.
Yeah, that was it.
So what was the director saying to you? What did the producer say to you?
Now, being a comedian,
right,
my mind is still laughing. You know, I'm still laughing inside. I just came on stage.
Yeah.
He wanted to pull me to, he said, Pimpin', let me holler at you real quick. That's what he talked.
Right.
He talked like he was an old pimp or something like that. I remember that very well. He had, what he had on?
I think he had on
a black velour Sean John running suit, right?
Yeah.
Some hard church shoes,
yeah,
and a beige FUBU mock turtleneck in July.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I'm trying to take you serious, remember?
Right.
And I'm like, and he's talking to me, he said, yo, Pimpin', you need to understand your audience. You need to understand Barstow. And I was like, what about Barstow? And he said, unemployment is high. Half the population's on some sort of assistance. You know what that means, don't you, brother? And I was trying to keep a straight face, remember? Yeah. He was just talking to me. I didn't say it that way. Mm. And what he was trying to tell me, now I understand it, that the people, it was hard times, and for them to come up with the $10 to come to the show,
right,
it was special to them.
Yeah, and you
I didn't see it that way. Yeah, I insulted him.
And you insulted him.
I told him that the women around here got to be cheap as hell.
Yeah.
Basically what I said.
Yeah, for a $10
and he told me
show.
That's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Tell me how you finally, well, let's back up a little bit. I've been trying to get this man right here to act for years. I've been telling him, man, you have the personality. You need to go ahead and do it. He's like, nah, Ryan, man, I don't want to do it, man. I want to be, the best comedian there. I said, man, but most of the best comedians are good actors.
Right.
So I kept telling him. And then finally, I'll let you tell it what happened.
I got a call. I was in San Diego, and some veteran friends of mine make movies, shorts, and they do a whole lot of festivals. And I get a call. They say, hey, man, the lead actor fell out last night. We need somebody this morning. So they didn't really give me time to think about it.
Right.
So they were friends. I knew they needed it. I was like, I ain't no actor, but I do whatever y'all need. Mm-hmm. So I jumped in the car, and I drove up there that morning. Well, I didn't know what the role was.
Right.
The role was the Gimp from Pulp Fiction.
Okay. With
the chaps, with the booty out and all that.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was the Gimp. Mm-hmm. I didn't talk in this acting scene. They showed my hands and my feet. Right. And then eventually they showed my whole outfit with the ball in the mouth and everything. Right. Okay. So that was my first acting gig.
Okay.
When I got on set and we did everything, man, I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I kind of dug this, you know what I mean? So I came back and I was talking to you and I was like, man, I did the acting thing, man. It was kind of cool. You was like, man, you got to put on LA Fitness. You know, you got to put on LA Fitness. LA Casting.
Yeah, LA Casting.
He said, LA Casting.
Yeah.
He said, you got to go on LA Casting. You got to go on front. You got to do all this stuff. And I was like, man, I'll just do it. You know, it's $14. What I got to lose?
Right.
And I put it on and I think a week later I got a call.
Right.
To audition. I ain't know nothing about audition. You remember that? I was like, man, what you supposed to do? You said, you go do this. And I went and I got the role.
Right.
And since then, man, I think I've done a bunch of some movies. I did the movie Swag Inc.
Right.
With on BET.
Yeah.
I got a commercial out right now. The Trivac is a national commercial. Mm-hmm. I was the alternate for Ciroc.
Right.
And this was with no training. You know, just based on you pushing me out to just do it, man. And that's all I've been doing, man. I took it, now I love it. You know what I mean? Now I'm excited to get a role or even, the audition.
That's right.
It's fun, man. And it's been a blessing, brother. But I thank you. If you would have not pushed me, and this is 3 years of pushing.
Yeah.
But if you had not pushed me, I would not have pursued it. Absolutely not. I had no desire to want to act. I just want to be a comedian.
Yeah. That's it. Because I remember seeing you in that video, I Got Money Problem.
Oh, yeah.
You was
auctioneer.
Yeah. So how was that when you auditioned for that?
I went in and they said there was an auctioneer. Do you know anything about auctioning? I said, nope. But I can figure it out. Happened at 35, 35, 40, 40, got the 40, 45, 44. So I started looking at videos. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of picked it up, and it just naturally came. Cool. So when I shot that video, that roll was supposed to be that big.
Right.
When we did it, the producer pulled me to the side. He said, we're rewriting the whole thing. We want to feature you.
Right.
And that was cool. Yeah. We did that in Lancaster, California, 26 degrees.
Wow.
6 in the morning. Mm. But it was a great video. If you see the video, it's a great video. Yeah. But you couldn't tell it was that cold. It was cold.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. It was cold.
Okay,
they made the dancers dress up because, they like to be naked. They was out there in parkas and wool coats and all kind of junk after that. Yeah. But it was good. It was a good video.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, man. So what you doing now?
Well, right now, I'm really focusing on, I'm working on a whole new comedy set. You know what I mean? I'm 5 years in, so I'm working on a whole lot. I got tons of material, and I just got to put it together. So now I'm just working on putting that new set together. And as I said, I got an agent now, so they're booking me all these different things. And I'm just looking forward to just finally being done with my job with the government this year. I'm looking forward to doing that and just pursuing this 100%. I just got booked to a role to be Bobby Freeze in this company called, Laugh Play, and they produce a whole bunch of different shows. And right now they're pitching 6 different shows, so I'm in like 3 different spots, 3 different shows. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that, along with just the other stuff that's happening, man, just doing comedy, I can't complain, brother. You know, man.
That's it.
I'm excited.
Cool. So, how was your show in Sacramento? Right? Did you just do a show?
No, Vegas. I was in Vegas.
No, but you did another show in it was the Improv. Tempe, Arizona. Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah, was
Tempe,
good?
Tempe was fun. Tempe was fun. We did a show at the Tempe Improv, and we also did one in the Phoenix Improv. Mm-hmm. And as you would think, they're close, but they're not. They're very. The people are totally different in both locations.
It's like L.A. and Paris?
Totally different. Yeah, that's a good comparison. I don't think anybody would ever compare L.A. to Paris, but okay, you got that. It's too diverse. In Phoenix, we had a lot of minorities in the crowd. Mm-hmm. In Tempe, we had 0. It was like Utah. Mm. Yeah, it was just like Utah. Like I said, but they loved comedy.
Right.
And I don't think comedy has a color. To me, man, I think comedy just funny's funny.
Yeah, if you're funny, that's it.
That's it. No matter where you go, you're just funny. And Tempe, anytime I go somewhere new and my comedy works, I'm excited. And it worked. It worked out there.
Right. That's cool, man. So I see that you're getting out there. You're getting all around everywhere. You're going from you was going to go to Hawaii, but you canceled out of that show, and you did other things, man. And I see you out there. You're doing big things, man. So what's next? What's on the Marina Comedy next agenda?
My agenda this year is to put together my nonprofit, the Marina Comedy Presents. It's going to be a nonprofit. And I want to go around the country, and I want to hit every VA hospital, Veterans Hospital, and I want to do a comedy show and a workshop for the veterans with PTSD and traumatic brain injuries. Mm-hmm. And the reason I want to do that, because I have PTSD.
You had it or you have it?
I have it.
Okay.
But I did not realize it that I was self-medicating.
Right.
Because comedy, the arts, feeds PTSD. It lets us get out of our mind, what is called being in your head.
Right.
And it gets you out of your head, it gets you into something else, gets you focused on other things.
Right.
And when you think about comedy, you're not thinking about being depressed.
Right.
You're not thinking about killing yourself. You're not thinking about, just how bad your life is or the dramatic thing that happened to you in your life. You're not thinking about that. And for the last 5 years, not even realizing it, I've been self-medicating.
Wow.
And I want to share that with others.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a VA hospital in Los Angeles, and I did an hour show for the vets. Mm-hmm. And after the show, I sat down with them and taught them how to write jokes.
Right.
And for those 3 hours, you can see those guys were happy. And I want to share that with others. I want to go down to every hospital. I'm gonna do a Kickstarter so I can pay comedians to come with me. I want to load it with a bunch of veteran comedians, or I want to load it with veteran comedians that have PTSD. Mm-hmm. Like Mac Rome, who's Navy.
Right.
And I want these guys to come out and we can share our story and let the people know that, hey, PTSD is not a sickness, man. You know what I mean? These guys are not sick. They're not weird. They just been through a lot.
Right.
They've seen things. They've experienced things. And that's what I want to do this year. And I want to get a major role in a motion picture.
Yeah.
That's my second goal. Well, my first one is making that change. You know me, I'm always talking about trying to help, and I just want to make a difference, man. I got put on this earth. I know my gift.
Right.
My gift is my ability to communicate, whether it's through comedy or acting or whatever it is. And I need to take that gift, and I got to do something with it. And what that is to raise the awareness of everybody about PTSD and traumatic brain injury.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's something that everybody. Because I remember we did a show.
Yes.
At the Tilted Kilt for
Yes.
the PTSD, and all proceeds went to the PTSD Foundation.
Well, we did that at the Tilted Kill Correct, and that one was for the patriotic service dogs.
Right.
Because that's part of it. The way they treat a lot of PTSD, if you're severe, they want to get you a service animal. Well, it costs $30,000 to train one service animal.
Okay.
So anything you can do that can help PTSD, like we did with the fundraiser, that's just the beginning. We're going to do a lot more of those. We had a blast at that one.
Yeah, that was nice.
We raised over $1,000 that night.
Right.
And that was on a short notice. And the next time we're going to raise a lot more.
Yeah.
But thank you, brother, for coming out and donating your time for that.
Yes, sir.
And as you said, we donated 100% of the proceeds. Nobody got paid that night. Nobody.
No, I know. I had to push my car home that night.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen it. You found that? Okay, yeah. You got rid of that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got rid of that. Because I remember I was me, like you say, comedian. I'm always joking. So we were saying we take any form of payment.
Right.
We take cash. We take whatever. You know, we'll take a bus transfer if it still got some time on it.
It is.
And I said, and we got the swipe. We got the cube. We taking the cube. You know, when they come and swipe their card. So like 6 people came over there like, I want to donate. Where's the cube at? And I'm like, I'm just playing. We don't have a cube. And he's like, right here, stop playing.
They was gonna donate. They would have donated.
They was,
but guess what I got now?
What's that?
A cube.
You finally got your cube?
Oh,
now?
I got it, and it worked.
That'll work.
Yes, sir. And it works.
That's cool, man.
Yes, sir. But we've had a good run with this, man. And then you got a little sick.
Yeah.
And had to step away.
Yeah.
But now you back.
I'm back.
You looking good.
I'm trying to get
You got
better.
your show. I mean, brother, you know, and then I'm looking forward to this year because I got some spots for you to get you back out there in the comedy world, man. You know, they miss you.
Yeah.
They missed the Raheem Mitchell show.
Right. Because I was sitting at home and I was scrolling through my phone. Then I saw the picture. I was like, oh man, it was you, Mac Rome, Miss Arkansas,
yeah.
Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
That's the Vegas crew,
That's the crew, man.
Every time we went to Vegas, because see, normally when we go to Vegas, most people go out there to do one show.
Right.
But I'll be like, Kevin, we traveling 4 hours, man.
We gotta do some
If we gonna
multiple.
come out here, we gonna have to at least do 3 or 4 shows.
Right.
And once we told people that, they were like, hey, as soon as y'all finish this show, we got another show at 10 o'clock. And when y'all finish that 10 o'clock show, we got another show at 11. And when y'all finish that 11, you're like, whoa, hold on, man. Hold a minute. They're like, nah, man, we do shows all night up until 2 o'clock in the morning out here in Vegas. And Vegas is a place that never sleeps. He was like, man, we just got off the road. We just got here.
Yeah.
We'll do the 11, maybe we'll do the 12. But we not too sure. So that as soon as we got there, we had 3 shows.
Went to work. We got to the room, checked in, and straight out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did what we had to do, man.
But think about this. I wouldn't give this life up for anything in the world, man, because you never know what somebody's going through.
No.
You don't know who you touch. One of my favorite stories I remember, I was in Banny, little tiny Banny, and I got done off the stage, and I'm standing in the back, and an older man and a lady came up to me, and they said, you know, we've been married 45 years, and we decided tonight was our last date that we're going to divorce after this. Mm-hmm. And the lady looked at me, she said, but after hearing your life, we realized our life ain't that bad. We're going to give it another shot. I said, are you? And she actually became one of my biggest fans. She follows me everywhere online. This lady and her husband are still together. That's so cool. You never know who's watching there or what you're saying, how it affects that person.
Right.
Because some people come to see us to get away from reality.
Right.
They want to see our reality, and how do we deal with our reality? And we just put our lives out there. As comedians, we basically saying, this is me. This is how messed up I am, but it's okay. Yeah. You can laugh at me. I'm all right for that. And that's what I get out of this, man. Yes. I mean, when you hear that, you got to hear that one person say something like that to you, man, and that carries you 6-7 months.
That'll work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mr. Davis, I want to thank you for coming to the show. But before we leave, I want you to give everybody your platforms. Let them know how they can get in touch with you. Let them know where you're going to be and all your upcoming shows.
Yeah, what do you want me to look at?
Whichever one I got the red dot on it.
Oh, that was. Hey, they moved it.
That's okay.
They know I got PTSD.
Yeah. We're gonna get you.
Yeah, but you can always follow me at the Marine of Comedy at Facebook, the Marine of Comedy Instagram, the Marine of Comedy at Twitter, or the marineofcomedy.com. It's easy.
That's it.
So please follow, and if you see me doing something with PTSD, please get on there, man, and support us and whatever we're doing. And I appreciate you much, brother, for having me.
No problem.
I mean
man.
that sincerely.
Mr. Davis, I'm glad to have you. Thank you for coming out, man. And hey, I'm looking forward to working with you on the next show.
Yes, sir.
All
Looking
right.
forward to it, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. Definitely a pleasure, brother.
Yes,
Keep
sir.
doing your thing, man.
All right.
Keep doing your thing.
All right. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that'd be our show for today. Please give thanks to Mr. Kevin Davis, the Marine of Comedy, and remember, don't ever share your 8x10 dream with somebody with a 5x7 mind. Raheem Mitchell, let's talk about it. I'll see you all next week. Peace.
Let's talk about it, talk about it. Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
That girl from
Let's talk
LA
about
and that
it.